We are having visuals coming in of Prime Minister Modi at the Guruvayur Sri Krishna temple. He will be at the Guruvayur temple. He will be performing puja and conducting darshan of the temple premises, and also attend the wedding that is there in a short while, which will be like, in fact, Suresh Kocharal is still with us. Suresh Kocharal, the visit is happening at Guruvayur Temple, and the Prime Minister is having a darshan of the temple. Guruvayur Temple, its significance to Thrissur, could you just explain to us?
Well, yeah, it's a kind of cultural icon, if you can call it, of the Kerala's capital. It is located about approximately 30 minutes from the center of Thrissur town, if you can call it that way. So it's a separate kind of city by itself. It has built an ecosystem around it. So if you call it, compare it with, say, Tirumala, it's smaller in size and scale, but the rituals in the Guruvayur temple are immense. There is an Anakota where they have all 60 odd elephants which are taken care of. The rituals go through all day, and it's extremely crowded during the seasons, especially when there are festivals, and also during the holiday season. There is also the Mamiyu temple, which is nearby, which again is visited by many of the devotees, and it's kind of a entire ecosystem around the Guruvayur temple that gives one a feeling of divinity once it's there. And we all know that during the invasion of Tipu Sultan, the Sri Krishna idol was carried away from the temple by the priest to the Ambalapura temple. And that is only after Tipu Sultan left from there, from Guruvayur temple, which he could not enter for which surprisingly could not enter. And that's a kind of divine power that is there, that Tipu Sultan was forced to retreat. And to also add to it, even the Tripura temple was attacked by Tipu Sultan, and to test the divinity of one of the idols. It's a 12th century temple, and he struck his sword onto one of the idols and to check the divinity, and then he realized the power of the Prana Pratishtha that is done on an idol, and then he retreated from there too. So I think if you look at the Guruvayur temple by itself, of course, it has a huge revenue collection. It's under the government of Kerala's Devasam department. And but I think the Pal Payasam is one of the specialities of Guruvayur temple, and everybody knows that. And also we have Annadhanam every day there, and everybody can come there. There is also the Melpatur auditorium, which is right opposite the temple, where you have cultural programs regularly going on, people doing their arangetrams there. So Guruvayur temple by itself, I think, like a lot of temples in Kerala, has a certain amount of divinity around it, and that is very, very important. And when you see the traffic that comes in, usually it is from the south and the north of India, a lot of the traffic. And during the Shabarimala season, especially the Mandal Kalam, there is again a significant amount of crowd there. Though it leaves a lot of uh, kind of crowd management is not up to the mark as per the temple standards. I think there's a lot more that can be done, but then only we can do only so much, because the area around the temple is extremely crowded. There are shops, of course, as you approach the temple, which have been there from centuries. You cannot uproot them. They are all there. Of course, the hotels have come up. Significant number of hotels have come up around the Guruvayur town. A lot of weddings happen there, and that is a very unique thing. There are four mandapams in front of the temple in Guruvayur, and weddings start as early as 4 in the morning. There is no muhurtam for a wedding that is held at Guruvayur, because whenever the Lord opens his doors, it is a good time to have a wedding. And that is why one never has a muhurtam when you can call it that way. There's an approximation of a muhurtam which family might desire, but if they don't get the booking, so there are four mandaps, and the couple and the parents get onto the mandapam. The tali, the Mangal Sutra is tied, and they get off, because that is how crowded that the weddings that take place in Thrissur in front of the Guruvayur temple, in front of the Lord, and that is big demand. Or a lot of parents actually wish at the time of the birth of the child, or even when the child is growing up, that I will get my son or daughter married at Guruvayur, and that's what happens. And sometimes people come from very far off places only to have the main tali tying, or the Mangal Sutra tying, and after that they go back to their native places, and the rest of the wedding commences from there, or they move to Thrissur town, where there are significant number of hotels and auditoriums. So by itself, I think Guruvayur has a significance, because of we all know the history behind it, how the Guruvayur temple came into being, and it has built I mean, significant. I mean, if you look at Prime Minister Modi, this is his second visit to the Guruvayur temple, and obviously that is what we need to see, whether why does he come to Guruvayur temple often, and that is you see that coming up every time. And this is kind of, as we all know, dedicated to Lord Krishna, and this is the season of Lord Rama. But Lord Rama has a big advantage in Kerala also, because significant amount of presence of Lord Rama having traveled through Kerala is there. I mean, if you look at the Jatayu structure atop the hill at Kollam, the Jatayu Para, that is again is supposed to be a place where Jatayu fell. And many towns and cities in Kerala have names attached to Rama, just like Tamil Nadu has. And Keralites always believe that Lord Rama traveled through Kerala before he kind of did his attack on Lanka. And that is significant in terms of people of Kerala understanding that Lord Rama also has a presence. And that is why Tripurayar becomes extremely important after Guruvayur, where Prime Minister Modi is going. There's another, many other temples. I'm not sure Modi ji has visited the Vadakunathan temple, but from a security perspective for the SPG, that is a nightmare that if he visits Vadakunathan, because he has to take a complete pradakshina of the temple, and there are a lot of buildings around. But I think surely he will plan it one of these days, because it is the cultural icon of Kerala. But Guruvayur doesn't take away anything of that sort. So we have a significant number of temples. And I had mentioned to you many of the temples. There is Uttarali Cow temple in Vadakanjeri. There are many other temples around Thrissur town, the Parmekau and Tiruvambadi, again, very powerful temples. And Thrissur itself is actually a British word, if you can call it that way. The original name is Trishava Peru, which means the temple town which has three Shiva temples, the town which has three Shiva temples, and Trishava Peru. And that is what the original name was. So till about 3 decades ago, I remember when I was a kid, or 40 years ago, we used to come to Kerala for vacations from Hyderabad. The station was still named as Trishava Peru. And there again, you see that there's a significant amount of attention being paid to the redevelopment of the Thrissur station, because the government of India sees there's a huge tourist potential. So Modi ji has built up these cultural icons, as I mentioned before, from Kedarnath to Kashi Vishwanath Dham to the Ujjain Mahakal, and of course now he's seeing the Ram Janmabhoomi, the Ram Mandir at Ayodhya, and that I think is coming down south. And he, as we all know, is a very strong believer in culture and traditions. And Lepakshi visit of yesterday, the Guruvayur visit of today are all pointers to this effect.
Well, Suresh Vachar will in fact stay with us. When you look at the visuals that we see right here, where the Prime Minister is coming in that particular, I would say the maybe the uniform code, if we can say that, for a temple visit in Kerala, he has in fact ensured that he followed it tooth and nail. And do you think that this is something that is also part of him being identified by the common Malayali as one of them?
Well, I think that is there. Modi ji also makes it a point that whenever he is either in Tamil Nadu or in Kerala, he makes sure that he wears the veshti, the mundu as we call it in Kerala, and that I think is very significant, because in Kerala most of the temples, many temples, don't allow men to wear anything on above the torso, and you have to wear, maximum you can wear is a kind of a shawl or a kind of a towel around you, and that's what is allowed. And even if you see the SPG guards around Prime Minister Modi ji today, I'm not sure if they're carrying the arms into the temple, but all of them are dressed to the code that they need to follow. There is no exception. In fact, this was a temple where Indira Gandhi was not allowed to enter. She had to stand outside, pray, and leave, because she was considered a Parsi, and that is why she was not allowed to enter the temple. There are KJ Yeshudas, who sang so many songs for Guru Ayappan, has not been allowed to enter the temple because of very obvious reasons, that the temple is out of bounds for non-Hindus. I mean, why that rule came in? Well, there are many other reasons for it. Maybe they don't hold true today, but one needs to respect the traditions for whatever they are. And Yeshudas said no objection. He used to stand outside and sing the songs for Lord Guru Ayappan there. And but there are many other reasons why Guruvayur is significant, because the Shivelis, and they are like there are moments where you feel like there's some divinity going all around the temple, and that is very significant for people who come to Kerala. That it is not just the beaches, it is not just the backwaters of Kumarakam. There is beyond that. There are temples in every part of that God's own country, as they call it.
Well, right.